everyone, it's Coach Molly here from Three Pines Leadership, and everything around us is changing. With the introduction of this new virus, the way that we interact with each other, the way we communicate, the way we do work, the way we move, the way we relax, everything around us is changing. And what that means is that our leadership styles have to start to change. The way that we communicate with ourselves, our employees, our teammates, our families, our communities has to change. Chaos is scary, and we can start to feel out of control. So here's something you can do to help rein in that control. It's a simple activity I like to call the circle. I talk a lot about circles, I know, but what I want you to do is on a blank piece of paper, draw out a circle. Pretty big circle, but have space on the outside and have space on the inside. And on the outside of that circle, I want you to write all of the things you have no control over, like the virus. And on the inside, I want you to write the things that you do have control over. One thing I have control over in this situation is my mindset. And I know that I can look at things in one of two ways. I can either feel completely out of control, I can begin to be consumed by panic, or I can be resilient and I can be strong and I can know that we can get over this. Our grandparents were called to fight wars, and we're being called to sit on the couch. We can do this, everyone. Another thing that I'm finding people freaking out about online is social distancing. Well, they shouldn't call it social distancing. They should call it physical distancing, because that's what it is. We need to be physically apart from each other, but that doesn't mean we need to be socially disengaged from each other. We live in a time of such amazing technological advances that are part of our everyday life that we could just look at our phone and start using. Like, hey, pick up your phone, call me, easy. And nowadays there are so many virtual ways of connecting, like FaceTime and Zoom conferencing and just the regular telephone. There's been amazing Twitch and YouTube streaming, Instagram streaming, Facebook streaming. There's been so many ways to connect with people. I think I've done more connecting in the past week than I have in the past year, to be completely honest. And here's something I tried this weekend. I grabbed my team for a meeting, and usually we'd be sitting around the same table, or some of us would be video conferencing in. But what we all decided to do, because we're each isolated in our own homes, is to go for a walk. So we all were on a conference FaceTime call on our walk. So it was as if we were joining a walking committee together. So if you're looking for ways of getting your exercise in, try that. The other thing I need you to recognize is that the way that we communicate is changing. So we need to be patient. We're no longer able to just run from office to office, cubicle to cubicle and say, hey, quick question, and get an answer. We're now having to engage in maybe more email communication. Be patient. It's okay. We'll get through this. Whether you're dealing with the challenge of being isolated away from others or the challenge of being isolated in the same house with everyone together, the issue of communication is vitally important for both situations. Have patience, have understanding, and be flexible. But most importantly, make sure that you're prioritizing communication. None of us are mind readers. You need to be able to communicate what's going on in your situation, what resources you have or which ones you need. Do you need space from your family? Do you need more communication from your employees? You need to communicate these. Take this time to check in with your friends, your family, your loved ones using whatever virtual means of communication you have available to you. Check in with the needs of those around you, either physically or virtually within your teams. Before I sign off of this quick episode for you guys, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who's doing their part. This virus has given us a really interesting moral question of when do we show up and when do we stay home? And I don't think we've ever had this question put forward to us in such a real way. So thank you to those who are working and fighting, and thank you to those who have made the decision to close your businesses for now, to stay home, to protect your families, to protect yourselves, and to protect our greater community. Thank you for doing what you're doing. But if you're congregating on the beach or at the park or in the clubs or whatever, no, just no. Just what's the point? Just go home. Just go home. All right, everyone. That's it for this quick episode from me. As usual, I love you, and it's more important than ever to be excellent to each other.